Hey, Jeff Filtered Inc. Capitalism's for the weak. This is why. We live in capitalism, America, democracy. Capitalism, democracy. Capitalism is the product of democracy. Democracy is the product of capitalism. They both came from the same beast. They both came from the same entity. Western culture, it's been expanding like a disease over the entire world, starting with, like, say, the British colonialism, expanding into what we have now as a covert operation of insurgents that go throughout every country in the world, invade, stick at despots, and then make them out when they don't want to be any good for us anymore. Alright, so we have people trading time and health, the two most important things in the world, for jobs they don't like, they don't love. They're doing things that are dangerous to their health, their mind, through stress and hardship in those jobs, through the life that they incur because of that. People have become so convoluted and confused that they go and unwind, they relax by putting themselves in a world of superficial illusions, ingesting poison, specifically alcohol, that further dull their individuality, suppress what they're willing to stand up for, or to recognize the real wrongs in the world by letting it all hang out at the watering hole. Oh, such a relief. Oh, such a hard week. Alright, so people kill themselves through the week just to throw down their measly rations to a bunch of strangers who they all justify by calling them friends, because they get to be able to bitch and moan at each other about people and things that they may not ever have the courage to face for themselves in real life at the actual event. It's all through alcohol. The real effect in the body, it's a poison. Alcohol is a depressant. It's mistaken as a relaxer, an anti-anxiety reliever, because it dulls your senses, your bodily functions, to the point that you can't pay attention to it, so you don't worry about other people's noticing it. And it seems to be a really common Hollywood hangout. The bars, the clubs, whatever, they're the common people's Hollywood hangout. It's where all the girls get time to dress up, pretend to be their favorite actress or movie star from the TV, or pretend to be the new actress on the scene. Hasn't yet been discovered yet. That they're just waiting to be discovered. Oh, yeah. Alright, so they really work in the back office of some crooked bank, stealing from the poor, but hey, it's okay. Friday's here. Alright. Time and health traded for material goods and services. The goods are designed to replace constantly and ever faster as the technology develops. Society degrades the more bars and churches pop up. As things go downhill, more bars go up to relieve the party, the stress time, let loose, and then time to go to church on Sunday. Hey, big forgiveness to a bunch of other strangers, always striving to take the place of the real good in life. Alright, now we're always striving for brand name clothes, TVs, or a dog that's chasing a bird. Alright, or wait, it might be or the motorcycle that goes like 175 down the road with a chick and a guy in the back with like shorts. But hey, that's besides the point. Alright, so it's usually the biggest TV, the biggest car, and the biggest house. But hey, guess what? Personally, I don't make as much as you. My bus is bigger than all your trucks. Oh, yeah. And it runs off the crap that drips off your deep fried fat burgers. Oh, what do you think about that? So we all go after these brand name fake things. The brand names, labels, they get swapped around like a 40-year-old prostitute. It's all one and the same. It's unnecessary wants, artificial needs. Creates a dangerous poverty is in your wallet type of situation. Poverty comes from your wallet, not your mind, right there. They don't teach you about money in school. They don't teach you that wealth is seen as on a financial statement, not around your neck or attached to your fucking hip like a tumor. Most people don't even know how to read a financial statement, much less have one for themselves. So no one knows that their neighbor, Mr. or Mrs. Jones, is about to be kicked out on the street because their liabilities foul up their credit like an overwhelming fat cake or an unwanted Harry Potter relative. They're following after and wooing after people that are broker than they are, people that think if someone drives it or wears it or fucks it that they fucking own it. They're following after superficiality. America's filled with way too much stuff. America's filled with so much stuff, and now people are filling up their stuff, their shit, their belly, like a fucking nation of biggest losers. The most physically beautiful things in America, whether it be people or things, often end up being the most fatally flawed, self-destructive messes you'll come across. The irony of way too much stuff in a consumer-driven society, it has to go somewhere. Because of that, everything's needed in America is available somewhere as somebody else's garbage. You just gotta find it. And if you find stuff that you don't want or need, go and trade it to somebody else who wants it or need it for your stuff. The irony is that everyone's looking for money. Oh, I need money. Oh, I'm broke. Oh, I'm unemployed. Oh, shit, I can't go to the bar this week. Fuck. But do you fucking realize that the Fed's printing money like it's a fucking iodine pill? That money ain't shit. The money's worthless. The money's going away. Find a replacement. Then you have the baby boomers coming up to occupy a whopping 25% of society in the coming years, who've accumulated the most stuff so far. They're dying off, leaving behind a ton of fucking stuff. The supply and demand of the technology and whatnot makes things worthless the day after it comes out. Upgrades mount to a bunch of stuff that's just trashed. More stuff than the people are able to handle. What the fuck are they going to do with it if they eliminate 90% of the population, like the conspiracy theorists who say that's what the plan is? Well, you're going to have a bunch of Jehovah's Witnesses going around occupying the homes they just shoved their shit into their slots from, talking about, oh, I can't wait till the end of the world. That house is going to be mine. Fucking bugs. Alright. So think about other cultures here besides the Western culture now. Do you think the Amish? Do you think they think they're living in poverty? Do you think Gandhi spent his days saving up for Super Bowl tickets, much less consider himself to be in poverty? Gandhi saw the truth. He saw the British colonialistic empire as a fucking poverty powerhouse. Here's a real eye-opener for all the arrogant and egomaniacs who are still thinking about getting in their Hummer and going to get a burger. The Amish, a great example of a culture that has done the best to resist the destructive nature of capitalism and democracy. Our people in government, on the other hand, have done an excellent job at forcing the Amish into their system and out of their comfort zone. The Amish used to be able to solely survive off of farming, but then government and the Monsantos came in, intervening and subsidizing into the crop markets, making poisons to force the Amish into making furniture and working for a W-2 for a living. The super ironic thing with all the billions and possibly trillions of dollars of so-called professional companies and marketing advertising agencies that spend fucking with people's heads is that they can't even compete with the self-made word of the Amish and Amish quality and desirability of the product that they have made from word of mouth. They've done it well, never trained in business or Ivy League schools, yet they made a name in marketing and product that doesn't compete with anything else out there. And they do it because they can't make the money from crops that they used to. So do the Amish talk of poverty? No. If they do, just have me talk to them. I want to meet them. They have a close-knit community. They integrate amongst themselves. They are not competing with each other or their neighbors. They have a much more important role in the world than we do for the good of everybody. They're not arguing, bitching amongst themselves. When there's a problem that occurs in the Amish community, they come together, they fix it, everyone contributes. They all have their skills, their needs, they do it. They eliminate the need for the money from goods and services from that point right there. Think about the lawyers, the cooks, the restaurants, the builders, the carpenters, the fucking zoners. It all gets cut out of the loop. It's not there. You either have time or money in this world. You can do the same thing with time that you can do with money, especially if you're in America, especially if you're in a fucking developed nation. Now let me clear this up as well. I do believe that the poverty in your wallet and your mind thing is not purely a worldwide thing, but is purely limited to America and the Western cultures. Now let me clear this up in saying that you can't take what I have said and hold it true and say Palestine, Haiti, places in China, places in Russia, places in North Africa, the favelas of Brazil, and many of the other hundreds of places that despots have come in and just genocidally destroyed through the decades. Let's see. Here in America, though, we do have the infrastructure and, well, some of the freedoms that are still left to not fucking be like this. We have the internet. I mean, information, knowledge, it's everywhere. It's at our fingertips. Everything's available to you in America to not need the money to live. We have more and more slowly been heading in the direction of the Amish. There's a few of us out there that are doing it, but you're not going to hear about it in the news. You're not going to see it on TV. Instead, you're going to hear about the government's idea of sustainability by Obama or something, investing in some company named Solyndra that makes overpriced solar panels that I'd much rather get out of the trash when they're shattered, cover them up with some epoxy, and go with it from there. About a month ago, this came up. I originally started working on this because I heard two friends of mine, they were talking about poverty within the content of our short conversation. I was thinking to myself while they were talking about this, that either one of these people, they make more than me on a regular basis, and they're talking about being in poverty at this very moment. Here I am, though, making less money than I ever have in my life, while at the same time having higher prices of everything around me due to the ever-increasing inflation, the fact that our money right now is probably less than 4 cents of the value it had in 1904. And I never saw myself, I haven't thought of myself for maybe 6-7 years now. haven't even considered being in poverty, and it's just gotten every year, able to do more with less money as far as I'm concerned, and so it fades from my mind. I haven't thought of myself in poverty since I was a little kid, since I was indoctrinated into the system through the schools and through my parents. Ironically, the time in life which I was making the most money in business and through certain investments was the time in which I was inside torn the most with everything, not happy, wanting always something more, something greater. Trying to fight with the creator of a facade that wouldn't let any notion of what others see as poor poverty, just not letting into my existence, not thinking about it. Right now we have access to so much crap in our world, we really don't have to pay for anything anymore. If you don't grow your own food, there is a freegan movement out there that includes dumpster diving for perfectly good food to too much of the other garbage and waste that is out there. People more often blaming their genes for obesity. Right, let's go to Northern Africa or Palestine and test out this gene theory, see how well it holds up. The only fat genes I believe exist are the ones that you shove down your throat on that fucking pizza or fat cake you just engulfed. We have evolution. If evolution is true, it truly does exist, it's not going to be there and show up within a matter of decades. And if it has something to do with that, well, that's some super fast evolution that's evolutionizing itself into an exponential level, huh? Yeah. So, gene theory, fat cells, gene theory and the myth of the fat gene, just a cop out. Think more about your stress levels and your calorie intake. You take in more calories than you consume or that you burn on a daily basis, then boom, you're gonna get fat. And at some point, the tires in your Hummer are gonna go pop when they pop under your fat ass because of that. So just think about all that. Poverty is in your mind, not your wallet. If you're living in America, if you're living in Great Britain, if you're living in what do we call it? What is it called today? First, second, third, some first develop. Yeah, I forgot what that word is. We are. I'm stuck on this. Can you guys help me out here? Developed. America is